The music stopped on a Tuesday, the kind of quiet that screams louder than any note. I was 17, sitting cross-legged on the fire escape of our Brooklyn brownstone, when Ezra's guitar fell silent next door. He was gone by morninho note. No goodbye, just an empty apartment and a hole in my chest where our songs used to live. I'd known Ezra Klein for 3 summers, ever since his family moved into the brownstone beside ours. He was all sharp edges and soft smiles, with eyes like a storm you wanted to get lost in. We'd spend hours on our fire escapes, him strumming chords, me scribbling lyrics in a tattered notebook, building melodies that felt like they could outlast the city itself. We were kids, sure, but what we had wasn't childish. It was the kind of connection that made the world feel bigger, brighter, like every note we played was a promise we didn't know we were making. That summer of 2015, we were on the cusp of something. Our band, Fire Escape Dreams, had a gig lined up at a dive bar in Williamsburg. Ezra was nervous, his fingers trembling as he tuned his guitar, but he'd look at me, grin, and say, "Caleb, we're going to make them feel it." I believed him. I always did. But the night before the gig, he vanished. No call, no text, just a for rent sign in his window and a silence that swallowed me whole. I spent years chasing answers. His phone was disconnected. His socials went dark. And his mom, when I finally tracked her down, said he needed to leave. I was left with nothing but our unfinished songs and the ache of questions I couldn't ask. Did I do something wrong? Was it the way I'd looked at him too long? The way my heart raced when our hands brushed? I didn't have a name for what I felt back then, but it was real, and it was ours. Fast forward to 2023. I'm 25, a barista by day, a songwriter by night, still haunted by those melodies. Brooklyn's changed, gentrified, polished, but I'm still in the same brownstone, still climbing out onto the fire escape when the world feels too heavy. I'm strumming one of our old songs, Chasing Skylines. When I hear it, a faint guitar riff, familiar as my own heartbeat, drifting from the apartment next door. My hands freeze. It can't be. The new neighbor moved in a week ago, some guy I hadn't met yet. But that riff, it's our riff. The one Ezra wrote the night we stayed up until dawn, laughing and arguing over chord progressions. I lean over the fire escape, heart pounding, and see him. Ezra. Older, leaner, with a scar above his brow and those same storm-gray eyes. He's back, playing our song like no time has passed. Ezra. My voice cracks, barely a whisper. He looks up, and for a moment, the world stops. "Caleb," he says, soft as a prayer. "You're still here." Then he smiles, but it's fragile, like he's holding something back. "You're the song I never finished." What does that even mean? I want to scream, to demand answers for the years he stole, but my throat's too tight. Instead, I climb over the fire escape railing, something I haven't done since we were kids, and land on his side. He's real, not a ghost, but the weight of his absence hangs between us. "Where did you go?" I ask, my voice raw. He doesn't answer right away. His fingers linger on the guitar strings, and I notice the calluses are deeper now, his hands marked by a life I don't know. "I had to leave," he says finally, "but I never stopped hearing you." That night, we don't play music. We don't write. We just sit, two strangers who used to know each other better than anyone. He tells me fragments his mom's illness, a move to Chicago, a life he won't fully explain. I tell him about the gigs I played alone, the songs I couldn't finish without him. There's a pull between us, stronger than memory, but it's tangled in hurt and unspoken truths. What do you do when the person who broke you comes back, claiming you're the missing piece of their story? How do you trust a heart that left you behind? I don't have answers, but as I climb back to my side of the fire escape, I know one thing. Ezra's return isn't the end of our story. It's just the beginning. What does it mean to be someone's unfinished song? I lie awake that night, Ezra's words looping in my head like a melody I can't shake. By morning, I'm no closer to understanding, but I'm sure of one thing. I need to know why he left, and why he's back. The next day, I find him on his fire escape, tuning his guitar like it's the most natural thing in the world. You gonna keep staring? Or you gonna say something? He calls, not looking up. His voice has that old teasing lilt, but there's an edge to it now, like he's bracing for a fight. Why'd you come back? I ask, leaning out my window. My heart's hammering, but I keep my tone steady. 8 years. Ezra, you owe me that much. He sets the guitar down, his eyes meeting mine. I came back for you, he says, and my breath catches. But it's not that simple. Nothing about Ezra ever was. We spend the day talking, piecing together the years we lost. He tells me about Chicago, about his mom's cancer, how he dropped out of school to care for her. He talks about music like it's the only thing that kept him sane, but he skirts around the details of why he cut me out. I tell him about my life: college, dead-end jobs, the band I tried to keep alive without him. I don't tell him how every song I wrote was a letter to him, unsent. By afternoon, we're playing again, like no time has passed. His guitar weaves around my lyrics, and it's magic, the kind that makes you forget the world's sharp edges. But there's a tension now, a question in every note. I catch him watching me, his gaze lingering too long, and I wonder if he feels it too, this thing we never named. That night, we go to a bar, the same one where Fire Escape Dreams was supposed to play all those years ago. It's different now, fancier, but the stage is still there. Ezra buys us drinks, and we talk about everything but the past. Then he leans in, voice low. You ever think about what we could have been? My heart stops. I want to say yes, that I've thought about it every day since he left, but fear chokes me. Instead, I laugh it off. We were kids, Ezra, just dreaming. His face falls, just for a second, but it's enough to make me regret my words. We walk home in silence, the city buzzing around us. Back on the fire escape, he picks up his guitar again, but the notes feel heavier now. I'm not that kid anymore, Caleb, he says, but I'm still here. What does it mean to pick up where you left off when the world has changed you both? Can you rebuild something that was never fully built? I don't know, but as I watch him play, I feel the pull of our old promises, and I wonder if we're brave enough to keep them this time. How do you face a truth you've been running from? Last night's question from Ezra, what we could have been, sits heavy in my chest, like a chord unresolved. I'm starting to see it now. The way our music was always more than music. The way our glances held secrets we were too young to speak. The next morning, I find a note slipped under my door. Ezra's handwriting, still messy. Meet me at the pier. 3 p.m. Bring your notebook. I don't know why, but my hands shake as I read it. The pier was our place, where we'd sit with our guitars and dream up songs about escaping Brooklyn. Going back feels like stepping into a memory I'm not sure I'm ready for. At the pier, Ezra's already there, his guitar case at his feet, staring out at the water. The Manhattan skyline glitters across the river, but he's not looking at it. He's looking at me, and there's something raw in his eyes, something that makes my stomach twist. I wrote something, he says, handing me a crumpled sheet of music. For you. The song is called Unfinished Verse, and it's used very late-night jam. Every stolen glance, every moment we didn't say what we meant. I read the lyrics, and my throat tightens. Ezra, this is... I trail off, unable to find words. Too much. He asks, half smiling, half scared. No, I say. It's everything. We spend the afternoon playing, our music drawing a small crowd. Strangers clap, toss coins into Ezra's guitar case. But it's like they're not even there. It's just us, the way it used to be. But when the sun sets, Ezra's mood shifts. He tells me about the years he spent running from his mom's death. From himself. From me. I was scared, he admits. Of what I felt. Of what it meant. I want to ask what he means, but I already know. I felt it too. Back then. In the way my heart raced when he laughed. In the way I'd write lyrics that were really just confessions. And now? I ask, my voice barely audible over the waves. Now, he says, I'm done running. That night, we don't go home. We wander Brooklyn, talking about the past, the present, the future. He tells me he's been writing songs about me all these years. Songs he never played for anyone. I tell him I've been doing the same. It's like we've been living parallel lives, tethered by music we couldn't let go of. But there's a shadow over us. Ezra's hiding something. Something he won't say. I see it in the way his hands fidget. The way his eyes dart away when I ask about the scar on his brow. What happens when the truth comes out? Can love whatever this is survive the weight of secrets? I don't know. But as we walk under the streetlights, our shoulders brushing, I'm willing to find out. What does it take to trust someone who broke you? Ezra's words at the pier, I'm done running, echo in my mind. But so does the silence of the years he was gone. I want to believe him. But doubt is a stubborn thing, rooted deep. We start spending every day together, falling back into our old rhythm. We write new songs, blending his intricate guitar riffs with my raw, heartfelt lyrics. Our music is better now, sharper, like we've both been sharpened by life's edges. But there's a fragility to it, like we're building on glass. One night, we book a gig at a small club in Greenpoint. It's our first performance together since we were kids, and the air crackles with anticipation. The crowd is small but loud, and when we step onto the stage, it's like stepping into a dream. Ezra's guitar sings. My voice carries our story, and for those 3 songs, we're unstoppable. The applause is deafening, but it's Ezra's smile that hits me hardest. After the show, a guy approaches us, some music producer named Julian. He's got slick hair and a sharper suit, and he's all charm as he hands us his card. You two have something special, he says. I could get you a deal. Ezra's eyes light up, but I feel a knot in my stomach. Fame was our dream once, but dreams change when you've lost someone once already. Later, on the fire escape, Ezra's buzzing with excitement. This could be it. Caleb, he says. Our shot. But I'm quiet, and he notices. What's wrong? I don't know if I trust it. I say. Or you. The words slip out before I can stop them, and his face falls. You think I'm going to leave again? He asks, voice tight. I don't know what to think. I admit. You still haven't told me everything. He looks away, fingers gripping the railing. There's stuff I'm not proud of, he says. But I'm here now. Doesn't that count? Does it? I want it to, but the scars of his absence run deep. We sit in silence, the city humming below us. Then he reaches for my hand, his touch tentative but warm. I'm not going anywhere, he whispers. For the first time, I let myself believe him, just a little. But as we sit there, hands entwined, I can't shake the feeling that something's coming, something that could break us all over again. What do you do when the person you love is still a mystery? How do you hold on to a song when you don't know all the notes? How do you love someone when you're afraid they'll disappear again? Holding Ezra's hand on the fire escape, I feel the weight of 8 years, but also the spark of something new. It's terrifying and exhilarating, like stepping onto a stage without knowing the song. We meet with Julian, the producer, at a sleek Manhattan office. He's all promises: record deals, tours, a chance to make it big. Ezra's all in, his eyes bright with the dream we used to share. But I'm hesitant. I've built a life here, small but mine. What if chasing this dream means losing him again? We start recording demos, and it's like the old days, but better. Our music has a depth it didn't have before, layered with the pain and hope of the years apart. Ezra's voice cracks when he sings unfinished verse, and I know he's singing to me. I'm falling for him, hard, and it scares me because I still don't know the whole story. One night, after a long recording session, we end up at a diner, sharing fries and silence. "You're holding back," Ezra says suddenly. "Why?" I take a deep breath. "Because I don't know why you left." "Not really. And I can't love you if I don't trust you." He flinches, but he doesn't look away. "I was scared," he says, "of what I felt for you, of what it meant in a world that wasn't always kind to guys like us." The words hit me like a chord I didn't see coming. "You mean, you loved me?" He nods, eyes glistening. "I still do." The diner fades away. It's just us, and the truth we've both been dancing around. I want to kiss him, to close the distance between us, but fear stops me. What if this is another song we can't finish? We walk home, the city alive around us. At my door, he stops me. "Caleb, I'm not that scared kid anymore. I want Thysis." I don't know what to say, so I kiss him. It's soft, tentative, but it's everything 8 years of longing poured into one moment. When we pull apart, he's smiling, and for the first time, I believe we might make it. But the next day, Julian calls us in. He's got news. A label wants us, but they want Ezra to go solo. My heart sinks. What do you do when the world tries to pull you apart just as you're coming together? How do you fight for a love that's only just begun? What do you choose when love and dreams collide? Julian's words hang over us like a storm cloud. The label wants Ezra, not me. I see the conflict in his eyes, the way he grips his guitar like it's the only thing keeping him grounded. "Caleb, I don't want this without you," he says that night, pacing my tiny living room. We're a team. But I see the hunger in him, the same hunger we had as kids, dreaming of stages and crowds. "Ezra, you can't turn this down," I say, even though it hurts. "This is your shot." He shakes his head. "It's our shot. I'm not leaving you behind again." We argue, our voices rising over the hum of the city. I want him to take the deal, to chase his dream, but I'm terrified it'll mean losing him again. He wants to fight for us, for our music, but I see the doubt in his eyes. What if the label's right? What if I'm holding him back? The next day, we meet with Julian again. He's blunt. "Caleb, you're good, but Ezra's the star." The label sees him as the next big thing. I feel like I've been punched, but Ezra's hand finds mine under the table, steadying me. "No deal," Ezra says, his voice firm. "It's both of us or nothing." Julian sighs, but he agrees to pitch us as a duo. We leave the meeting, hearts racing, and end up on the fire escape, laughing like kids. "You're crazy," I tell him, but I'm grinning. "I'm crazy about you," he says, and kisses me. This time, it's not tentative, it's a promise, fierce and unbroken. We spend the next week writing, pouring everything into our music. The label agrees to hear us as a duo, and we prep for the biggest performance of our lives. But the night before the showcase, Ezra gets a call. His face pales as he listens, and when he hangs up, he won't meet my eyes. "What's wrong?" I ask, dread pooling in my stomach. He hesitates, then says, "It's my past. It's catching up." What do you do when the person you love is still running from something you can't see? How do you hold on to a dream when the past threatens to shatter it? I don't know, but as I pull him close, I know I'm not letting go without a fight. How do you fight for someone when their past is a ghost you can't see? Ezra's cryptic words, "It's my past," haunt me as we prepare for the showcase. He's quieter now. His smile's forced, and I know he's hiding something big. The night of the showcase. The club is packed. Industry types in sharp suits mingle with hipsters, and the air hums with expectation. We take the stage, and for a moment, it's just us, Ezra's guitar, my voice, our story. We play unfinished verse, and the crowd is silent, spellbound. When we finish, the applause is thunderous, and I know we've done something special. Backstage, Julian's beaming. "You nailed it," he says. The label's in. But Ezra's distracted, checking his phone, his face tight. "What's going on?" I ask, pulling him aside. He takes a deep breath. "When I left Brooklyn, I got into trouble. Bad trouble. I owed people money, people you don't mess with." My heart sinks. "Why didn't you tell me?" "I was ashamed," he says. "I thought I could leave it behind, but they found me." He tells me about the scar, about a night in Chicago when he couldn't pay up. He's been running ever since. But now they're here, in New York, demanding payment. "I didn't want to drag you into this," he says, voice breaking. "Too late," I say, anger and love warring inside me. "We're in this together." We don't have a plan, but we have each other. The next day, Ezra gets a call from the label. They want to sign us. But the deal's tight, barely enough to cover our costs. And then there's the debt. Ezra's scared, and so am I. But I'm not letting him face this alone. We meet with a friend of a friend, someone who knows people. He's shady, but he offers a way out, a loan to pay off Ezra's debt. But it comes with strings. We take it, knowing it's a risk. As we leave, Ezra grabs my hand. "I don't deserve you," he says. "You do," I say. "We're finishing this song together." What do you do when the past threatens to take everything? How do you hold on to love when the world's closing in? I don't know, but as we walk back to Brooklyn, I know we're stronger together than we ever were apart. What does it mean to finish a song? For us, it's not just music, it's surviving, loving, and finding a way forward together. Ezra and I stand on the edge of everything we've dreamed of, but the past is still clawing at us. The loan buys us time, but it's a fragile truce. We throw ourselves into our music, recording our first album in a cramped Brooklyn studio. Every song is a piece of user pain, our love, our fight. Unfinished verse becomes our anthem, a promise to keep going no matter what. One night, after a long session, we're on the fire escape, sharing a beer and watching the city glow. "I never thought I'd have this," Ezra says, his voice soft. "You. Us. A chance. You always had me," I say, and he kisses me, slow and deep, like he's trying to memorize the moment. But the past doesn't let go so easily. A week later, we're leaving the studio when two guys corner us. They're the ones Ezra owes, and they're not here to talk. My heart's racing, but I step in front of Ezra. "You want him. You go through me," I say, surprising myself. They laugh, but Ezra's hand on my shoulder steadies me. "We'll pay," he says. "Just give us time." They agree, but the threat lingers. We scrape together every cent, gig money, barista tips, even selling my old guitar. It's not enough, but it's a start. And through it all, we keep playing, keep writing, keep loving. The album drops, and it's a small hit. Not chart-topping, but enough to get us noticed. We play bigger venues, and the crowd sing our songs back to us. It's surreal, but it's real. One night, after a show, Ezra pulls me aside. I'm free, he says, tears in his eyes. The debt's paid. I pull him into a hug, and we stand there, the city alive around us. We did it, I whisper. No, he says. You did it. You believed in me. We're not done. There's more music to write, more dreams to chase. But as we climb onto the fire escape, guitars in hand, I know we've finished something bigger than a song. We've found each other, against all odds, and that's the melody that matters. What does it mean to be someone's song? It's not just notes or words, it's the courage to stay, to fight, to love. Ezra and I aren't perfect, but we're us, and that's enough.